What's up, guys? It's your boy Steve here. Just wanted to give you guys a heads up. This is a interview that I did with Timon Jones. It cuts off a couple of times, so just bear with us. But it's a great interview, a lot of gems. Tune in, enjoy. All right, we good. All right, what's up, guys? It's your boy Steve on the NDO Podcast. All right, today we have an interview with my guy Timon Jones. I coached him actually last year at Fort Union Military, and he's currently Division II player, right?
Sir,
At Dunk, was it Dunk Mountain?
Dog Mountain.
Dunk Mountain,
Yeah.
uh, down in North Carolina, um, killing it. Had a pretty good freshman year. Obviously, he's not satisfied, but he wants more. Definitely think he could do more. But man, how you doing? It's been a while since we've connected, bro.
Man, I've been chilling, just maintaining and doing this crazy time, quarantining, but just been trying to stay steady on my game and just pushing out here, man. That's it.
Sounds good, man. Sounds good. So, just with my podcast and then obviously and stuff, I just want to be able to like interview players. So, I'm just explaining to you. I know whoever listens and viewers. I know I got a couple of young hoopers that listen. Um, so basically, I just want them to hear your story. I know, like, I got to know you on a personal level and learned about your background and all that. And I think it'd be a great story for people to hear. And obviously, you're doing a lot of great things, not just on the court, but off the court as well. So I want to get into that stuff too. So, but let's talk about you growing up, where you're from, and where your love for basketball came from, and lead us through high school to where you are now.
Um, I don't know where to start, man. That's a lot, but I'm from Richmond, Virginia, born and raised. Started playing basketball around like sixth grade. I honestly started my first sport I actually tried was track, and I played football as well. So I played football, ran track for a little bit, and basketball was the last thing I picked up. And I had a lot of success early in my sport years with basketball and with track and football, but I really just fell in love with basketball, the game of basketball. Um, I started really taking it serious around, I would say, like going into high school. My dad sat me down and he just told me that I had to decide I wasn't going to play all three sports in high school. Um, Once I decided to play basketball, I kind of was I don't know, I was put on teams that I would say allowed me to score the basketball. Like I was a positionless player.
Right.
Instead of me being the smallest person, people always say you're the smallest person, be a point guard.
Just
I
real
was
quick,
just,
sorry, let me cut you. So if you guys don't know, we list him at 5'10" generously. You know, he's a short guard, but he's got a big motor. He's got bounce. I'm telling you, he's the real deal. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
yeah, but um, instead of me playing being a traditional, just a regular point guard, I found myself scoring the basketball a lot at a young age on multiple teams and multiple levels. So that transition into going into high school, it was a big help because I knew how to score in different ways, like playing against older competition. But then I had to learn how to be a true point guard to get recruited into a college team. So I had to learn stuff like uh, game management or just knowing the game inside and out with that just watching film or just being around it more, to be honest. But after that, it really just stuck with me. I just took that and ran with it. Just took everything I learned from being from my brother playing and my dad coaching and my mom actually playing. So I just took everything I learned from them and tried to put it into, I would say, one game, one type of game that I wanted to be. one all-around game instead of just being a scorer or just a true point guard. Trying to figure out what else is interesting. I picked up my first offer around, I think it was going into my junior year. I had an offer from Longwood University. It was crazy. For all the people watching, the recruiting process is hectic. It's crazy, man. But first offer was a D1 offer from Longwood in Virginia. And shortly after, I picked up a couple D2s and started to get a little buzz behind my name. And then after, I would say, halfway throughout my senior year, I found out that the coach from Longwood got fired. So that offer was off the table. So once I did that, once I found out that, I had to regroup, find out a couple of things, and I could have went. I picked up a couple of D1 offers late going into the end of my senior year, but I really wasn't. I would say I felt rushed going into just picking any offer just to say it was D1. So I decided to go to Fort Union Military Academy.
All right, this is where the story gets interesting, guys. You're gonna tell your experience with Fort Union, but for those who don't know Fort Union, it is not meant for everybody. It's survival. It's literally survival of the fit, and if you're not there, I kid you not, like maybe like I think back on it, like if I was in high school and I was trying to get like position myself to get to be able to play college ball, I would have did that way back when stuff was a little different. But now with all this, you'll hear, but with all the social media stuff, you don't got much access. You'll just listen. Go ahead, Timon.
But shortly after my senior year, I decided to sign post-grad Fort Union Military Academy. I had my actual trainer now and my AAU head coach, Dale Harris and Anthony Irvin. They went to Fort Union to do post-grad years as well when they were in high school. So I knew them and I knew they went. I knew the type of guys they were. I knew they were good guys. I was like, why not? I mean, it's probably one of the strictest military schools in the country. So
yeah,
I was always up for a challenge. So I had a great connection with Coach Donahue as well. He was the head coach at Fort Union. But it was a wild experience, I would say. From the first day, just being uncomfortable and just learning how to be comfortable while you're uncomfortable. That's like the spokesman for Fort Union, I would say. It puts you in a whole different environment. No phone, no Wi-Fi when you want to, no social media. I had to cut my hair, I had no facial hair, nothing. So it just literally strips you of everything you have. It makes you think of like what you want to do. Like it literally breaks you to your core and makes you decide like, all right, this is what I want to do and I'm going to go full-fledged at it. So playing basketball there, it really is like you really start to love the game of basketball through Fort Union. That's what I found as I went there. It really just like, it separates from people who just like basketball to people who love basketball because you sacrifice so many things that most kids wouldn't even think about. When I tell people I didn't have my phone for 9 months, 8 months, they'd be like, what? Like, how did you survive? Some things you just sacrifice. So that's probably one of my most like memorable times in my life, to be honest.
I mean, you're still young. You got a lot. You still got a lot to live, but up to this point, I would say that's a pretty significant part of your life. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
But throughout Fort Union, it's a lot of ups and downs, from waking up at 5 a.m. to working out with you to being on time and stuff. And you really just learn time management, and it really prepares you for the next level, which is college. But it really prepares you. Like, it really gets you correct. You'll be in shape and mentally prepared for college. You'll be mature. But basketball wise at Folk Union, I learned a lot as well, being more of a point guard and knowing when to score and take over. Um, I really learned a lot from the coaching staff, including you. I had times where I struggled with just small, minor details and polishing my game. So that really matured my game on a whole different level of recruitment. So instead of me coming in as a normal high school freshman, I came in as a mature, I would say, I was coming in. I came in playing as a sophomore instead of an actual true freshman, which I was. So recruitment there was tough because you can't talk to coaches at Fort Union. Everything goes through your coach. So recruitment there was tough. I still got mail and stuff from Fort Union now from coaches and stuff. But when I was there, I was getting recruited from people as high as Providence and people as low as your local JUCOs. So it really kept me steady. It really got me. So I would be not too high on my highs and not too low on my lows, just from hearing from a coach or just from hearing from a JUCO coach. It really didn't matter. It just really let me focus on my game and being the best that I can be and letting whoever may see me. But through that journey, I'll say I'm a proud FUMA cadet still. That's the brotherhood. I love it. I might go back a couple times. But it was good. It was a great experience. I would recommend people to go to Fort Union. So it's good. But through that experience, I ended up signing to McRae College, Dunk Mountain, DMB, another brotherhood I'm a part of. Signing to McRae was probably it was a very challenging thing to do because I had, coming out of prep school, I had a lot of low majors and mid major D1s and high major D2s, and battling the word of mouth from people saying, "Oh, you should go here. You are way better than this," or "You are blah blah blah." You just gotta realize what's best for you and your situation, I would say. Because it's a lot of D1 schools that aren't as good as D2 schools. I can bet you that now. So that was probably one of the most challenging things when deciding, and knowing who's real and who's not, I would say, because coaches love to tell you what you want to hear. So that's probably one of the things that I looked for going into my recruitment process was just understanding what coaches knew me and cared about me personally instead of just caring about filling a spot on the team. So I really was picking coaches out of the weed, just scratching them off the list just by small stuff like that. But I had a number of looks coming out, and McRae just really stood out to me, really, from the coaches to the brotherhood, the team. And the campus is unique. Being from Richmond, Virginia, is being from Richmond is more so of a city feel. After a while,
Uh-oh. Timon. Oh, man. Timon. So, sorry about that. My bum Wi-Fi cut off our conversation when Timon was going in his bag talking about everything. that was gold to you guys out there. So we're gonna try to pick up where we left off, but I think we were talking, like we were saying just now, you were talking about the reason why you felt Leeds McRae was the right spot for you, and why you chose him. Basically, go ahead.
Yeah. So Leeds McRae was different, basically. Being from Richmond, so Richmond is like a small city, and you see everybody you see 2 days ago, you probably see the same person the next week. So it's a small city, and I just wanted something different. And I looked at it as like I had 4 years to live somewhere for free. So would I rather live somewhere that is the same situation that I'm in now, back home, or would I want to experience something new and just challenge myself to live in a different environment? So Leeds McRae was the perfect place. It was in the mountains and Banner Oak, North Carolina, and it's just a different atmosphere. I don't have to be looking around my shoulder up there. It's just very lax and very chill, and they love basketball. That's like, we only have a like our main sport is basketball pretty much. So they love coming see us play. They see us around town, and I felt like it was the perfect setup for me, for real, for real. Just going off of all the other offers I had, and especially in the previous situations I've been through with coaches, with D1 coaches getting fired, and that probably happened like, I want to say like 4 or 5 times. I remember at Fort Union it happened like a week when Coach from Campbell got fired. But
Oh yeah.
but yeah. So being through, went through the stuff I went through previously. I just wanted to be somewhere where I can just relax and be me, and the coaches will allow me to be myself. So that was probably one of the most biggest decisions I've made. And this past year was a learning experience. Didn't go as I planned, but nothing goes as planned, honestly. So, but it was good. It was good. We could have been way better than what we were, but it was just a learning experience. We couldn't connect the puzzle pieces like we wanted to in the amount of time we had. So it's a solid year. I think we lost first round playoffs, first round of conference, and we lost to the team that actually won it. So it was bittersweet, but next year I'm at their heads for real. So
what was that, Pembroke?
No, we lost to Southern Wesleyan. We're in the Conference Carolinas.
Oh, that's right. Different.
Conference Carolinas. But
now you guys would be in the same region.
Yeah, we're in the same region. We basically have the toughest region.
Yeah, that's what it was.
But our conference is probably one of the top 2 conferences on the East Coast, honestly.
I agree with that. That in terms of especially Division II basketball, it's that area, like literally down south, that
Hoopers, yeah.
That Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, that region right there, even DC, like basketball is a little different. At the college level, especially at the college level too.
Exactly.
And for me, as a coach, I haven't been down there even to play. Like I didn't my playing career, I didn't get to go experience that, but seeing it, recruiting kids, it's really different. Even at the D3 level, like the D3 level down in that area is arguably one of the top conferences in the country, with the likes of like Randolph-Macon and schools like that. So, no, but like that, I mean, like I said, like, I mean, I can speak about you, and I can talk about how I felt where you could have been, but at the end of the day, you gotta, like you said, you got to do what's best for you. One,
Yeah.
and two, you got to go where you're wanted. And
Exactly.
I was gonna say,
Exactly.
Lee's McRae was on Timon, sending him handwritten letters, like every week. Like it was, they really genuinely showed that they wanted him as a part of their program, which is like huge. And I always try to tell kids that. And on top of that, like you said, is you're coming out debt free, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I remember the message you sent me. It was very heartfelt, and I was just like, that was a proud moment for myself. You know, you're able to get to college fully paid, using
Exactly.
basketball as a vehicle to better yourself and try to get to your ultimate goal. And
That's what it's all about. I
yeah,
mean, it's hoopers everywhere. So
yeah.
you can go pro from being viral on YouTube if you really wanted to. So if you're good, you're good. They're gonna find you. And so it really didn't matter to me.
So yeah, no. Let's talk about that. Like what? So after your freshman year, you got 3 years left.
Sure.
So what are your goals, and what are you currently doing to try to help accomplish those goals right now? Even in this tough like situation we got, limited access to trainers and workouts, and you may not even be able to go back to school in September, like all this stuff. But like,
There you go.
it's wild. Yeah, I know. But like, what is your focus right now?
Right now, my focus would be just staying in shape, critiquing my game, and watching a lot of film, just looking at stuff. I'm even watching film from Fork Union in high school, like just looking at how my game evolved and where I want to be and where I want my game to go, honestly. But that's pretty much it. Just trying to stay in shape and keeping my body right. So when it's time to go, I can just go and just working out every day and stuff like that. But um goals for next year, season wise, um I just want to win. That's honestly like my main goal. But like I understand how people say like that's a cliche goal. Like everybody wants to win.
Yo, not again. Hold on. You got to be kidding me. Stop. What? Oh my God, bro. Oh my God. So, I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna pause the recording because something's wrong here. Um, I gotta reconnect Taman here, and so just bear with me one more second. This is annoying. I have to figure this out because I can't keep doing this. So sorry. Thank you again. Wait 1 second. One quick second. All right, we're back. I honestly, I don't know what's going on with Zoom. I don't know what's going on with my Wi-Fi, but it's really, really, really getting on my nerves because I think the last time I did it, last interview I did was all right. We had issues with the volume. Now I'm having issues with connectivity, and this is annoying. All right, sorry. So we are going back to your goals. So you said you wanted to win
Yeah.
at any cost.
Yeah, that's more so like I'm just willing to do everything that possibly to win, to be honest. But this year I'm looking forward to leading my team more than even I did last year. Just really just from practices to off the court and on the court. Um, and defensively, I honestly want to make a huge defensive push. People like coaches who've coached me know like I'm a big defensive guy. So I think this year I want to make my mark at the collegiate level defensively as a sophomore. I think that'd be a big accomplishment for me, being a sophomore, averaging, I would say, 3 to 4 steals, or just being a pest defensively and getting known through that way while scoring the ball. I think that'll be a solidified like sophomore year for me, along with winning and hopefully winning the conference tournament.
That I like that. Like that. Now, long term, 4 year.
4 years.
What would you like your legacy to be?
What would I like my legacy to be?
I never asked this before. This is actually a really great question.
I was. I just want to be remembered as someone that always worked hard, that went the extra mile and just stayed the course and just stuck to the script, really. Just someone who just got it done, no matter what the circumstances was, just got it done. That's pretty much how I want to be looked at and how I inspire like the people around me to do it. So I think being that threshold and just being that icon that people look up to, that look to for inspiration, I think that'll be a good stepping stone for me. Like after the end of these 4 years, looking back, I think that's one way, and not just being looked at as a basketball player, but more so as a good human being. I think that would carry me farther in life than just being known as a basketball player.
You've been coached very well. You know, I think it just the way like even like beyond just being able to coach you, you can tell that you were coached properly. You were brought up very well. You were always level-headed. You were more than just that typical saying. You were more than just an athlete, and that's what I really respected about you as a young man. So now I love that legacy. Now what's your goal? What's your end goal?
I want to play professionally.
Okay.
Whether that's in a overseas league or maybe in the NBA or G League or whatever. I just want to play professionally. That's probably one of my main basketball goals, of course. That's if anybody who loves the sport wants to play professionally. Other than basketball, I have goals of being an entrepreneur with my own business and just really inspiring other people. I have a clothing brand called HTDC. I started it around like started it 8th grade. It was crazy. Started in 8th grade. I really just built it to inspire others, spread positivity, and just really just build on each other, like helping each other out. That's how I normally started, and I started it by giving out T-shirts. And I honestly like made T-shirts and gave them out just because I like to give out to people. That's how I started doing this. And then people was like, why don't you sell them? You can make money. So I'm like, it's really not about the money. Like when I like coming up in high school, when I started my brand, I really found out like it's really not about the money. It's how you make people feel. People will support you based on how you make them feel. So I feel like if I have like a good following and people know me for a good deed, then they will support me regardless whether it's I'm making a profit off of it or whether I'm just doing it just out of the love of my heart. But
Hold
with
on.
that,
Quick teaching point. I agree with you completely with what you're saying.
yeah.
But to an extent, you do want to legitimize it as a business, as your own LLC.
Yes,
So
definitely.
then there has to be that point where you did enough and there's enough people, if they're starting to say that, that's your market. You get what I'm saying? If they think that you should start charging, now you don't have to charge them crazy.
Yeah.
But it's a start to something. You build up demand, then your price goes up. All right. Sorry. So I just had to teach there. Go ahead. Keep going.
That was exactly like literally what you just said. I had to learn that between like, and I was doing it at an early age. I was doing it like 13, 14 years old. So it really took me a while to really understand it till I got to like my sophomore year in high school. And that's when I made it a legitimate LLC. So I could literally do something more than just clothing. So then as I matured and actually really sat down, thankful for Union, I really sat down and thought of this vision I had of, instead of selling just clothing, I could start need-based businesses and employ people and do different stuff in the community at a young age. So that's really, like I said, I think for community, because that really set me down and let me get my thoughts out of my head, like what I really wanted to do. Instead of just selling clothes the whole time, I really wanted to have a purpose behind what I was doing. So around that, I want to say my junior year of high school, that's when I really started making business moves and looking at life. Instead of just being an athlete, why not be an athlete and an entrepreneur, market myself as a human being? So going back to my goals, or my long-term goals, I would really want to focus on that, like, and take that to the next level, especially after college, and just, I mean, the sky's the limit. So I really just want to take that really to the next level, to be honest.
No, and that's why, like, it's great. Like, you got that hustler mentality, that go-getter, and then as well you got the humility because you want to, use your platform to help others. So that's where, like, I can really, I admire you due to the fact that you're doing it in college. I wish I was doing what I was doing with my training brand back when I was in college. If I was smart, I would have been training kids, because that's when I started to do it. I was just making cash on the side, but I didn't really think about legitimizing it and making it a business until after school. And then even then, I was so focused on my dream to become a hooper, like a pro hooper, that I wasn't building my brand enough. I was just so focused on being a pro. That was great and all, and I accomplished it. But when I decided to hang them up, now I was like a little bit lost. I was like, damn, I do have this, but it's not as big. So I have to really get, the ground running with it. So, now I got some traction. Obviously the Corona thing kind of pushed me back, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you're on the right path. You just got to keep trucking. You got the resources, right? Any money you make, you don't have to worry about student loans after, like I got some, and you can put that right back into your business or back into the community, however you feel fit. And obviously just keep building. You can market it. You can do paid ads. There's so much stuff that,
Yeah, it's crazy, because most people that like want to start a brand don't know how hard it is to start a brand and actually do it. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, some people get lucky and they get big on social media, so it's just they get the demand and stuff. But like, starting from the dirt,
yeah,
it ain't easy, man. Like, so I know, because I'm doing it right now. I'm juggling multiple hats. I'm doing social media. I'm doing the marketing. I got my boy to help me with videos, but like, I'm trying to create a curriculum. Like, there's so much.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also on the business side. I'm trying to trademark. I'm trying to do all this stuff. I'm trying to educate. And then on the other side of that, I'm investing into clothing, because I'm trying to build a brand.
Yeah, exactly. It's tough.
People don't understand that entrepreneurship life ain't easy.
Most people, like, they just drop clothes and say they have a brand. Like, it's not, like, it's not that easy.
Right, exactly. And that's what I've been trying to, like, It does look. I'm happy. I'm not making much money right now. Like literally, I'm at home. I'm living rent free at my parents' crib. Thank God,
Mm-hmm.
they love me. So, but but they understand. Like if I was doing nothing, I think they'd have a problem. But they see me grinding every day. They see
Exactly.
me putting in the work, so that they really don't mind me. Taking this time to help build myself up and build my brand, so I can set myself up. Hopefully in like 2 years where I'll be, in a much better spot financially and things like that. But yeah. I mean, you know how it is, and
Yeah,
um,
it's crazy.
it's tough. It really is. But if you're able to balance that, with your dreams to be a hooper, a pro hooper, and help your college win right now, and like if you can balance that out, and then people don't realize how much free time you got in college, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like you have a lot of optional time to do what you put forth your energy to do it. You can go party if you want to, or you can go in the gym and get up shots. So it's literally up to you how you use your time wisely.
And that's what I'm trying to preach. Like the other hoopers that I've interviewed so far, they've said the same thing. It's time management.
Yeah.
And if I got, hopefully, I got some young hoopers listening to this, if they can take anything from any of these interviews, if they sit here and watch this or listen to the whole podcast episode, is you, and I even preach it after my workouts, you control your future
Yes.
with what you do right now. So if you're putting in work,
Exactly.
it's gonna pay
Exactly.
off. It's gonna pay off. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe not next month, maybe not even next year. But if you keep grinding consistently, the key word is consistently.
Yeah.
Things will work out for you. So, yeah, no, sorry, go ahead. My bad.
What was I? I was at the end goals.
End goals, yeah.
But I'm also a major in business administration, so that's like totally helping me with my future as well. Just tying that stuff in with my brand and learning as I go it's like it's challenging at times, but it's like literally worth it. Cause when I was younger, I was just going through stuff as like trial and error. Like I would do stuff and it'd be wrong, and then I'll have to pay this, or I was doing that in high school. So most of the stuff that I had self-taught myself going into college about on the business side, going into with my brand, it really like gave me an opportunity when I became a business administration major. It really gave me an opportunity to relearn some of that stuff, and I can look back and say, oh, that's why that didn't work, or this is why I had to pay this, or so it's really like reteaching myself of all the mistakes I made, and then while learning that, I can just learn new more stuff. Like it's crazy. College is a good place to literally understand what you want to do. Like I don't think people really understand. They just hear college and think about partying, but like it literally gives you a lot of free time to focus on like your future and take serious of what you really want to do. Now it's up to you if you want to take the opportunity or just waste 4 years.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I mean, I didn't waste my 4 years, but like to be honest, I could have probably did a couple of like obviously everything happens for a reason. So, but like if I'm thinking back on it, I could have kind of invested a little more time in a couple other things in terms of like for me personally, I did everything. I did a lot, but the one area I did wish I could have did more is kind of involving with I was a finance major, so me would have been
Oh
investing
my
money.
gosh, bless your heart.
Yeah. Finance ain't easy in college, man. People don't know. So
Bless you.
imagine doing that.
Hey,
But
I'm trying to decide like what focus I want to be. If I want to be a finance focus or marketing focus, and I'm leaning towards finance, but I don't know, yo.
yeah, I mean, this is where it could work out both ways. You'll have that finance degree, but the only issue, so like I have a finance degree, but I haven't used it. But the way I've been, applying it is through my own finances, basically.
Exactly.
So the stuff that I've learned, and it's not even like everything. There's corporate finance, there's personal finance, there's different types of finances. But like the cumulative learning of everything, like there's things that stuck with me. I even still have my college books. I probably should go through those just to see what they talk about. But just to understand certain ways of how businesses move and how they are able to, in terms of a bigger corporation, like the overhead of something and how things move and where you gotta put enough allocation of money here based off forecasts and all this crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just
crazy.
Yeah, it's just a lot. And I think it's something, but it's good. The other part is it took time.
Yeah, that's all it is. It takes time.
Yeah, for me, it was just like, everyone, people who've been listening know I was a walk-on, turned scholarship. So I was taking 5 classes. Division I athletes normally take 4. Yeah. And I was a business major and a finance major, which was really unheard of. Most basketball players aren't in the business school, especially at my school. The business school is one of the top in the country. So at the time, and they still are, obviously, they're one of the top programs, finance academically in their business. But anyway, the whole point is it was difficult. And so like people ask me like, how'd you do it? I just, honestly, I don't know how I did it, but I did it because I was focused on making it, because I wanted to, be able to do something with myself.
Yeah. And
do something I was happy with. Now, I didn't want to work in an office setting. I tried it. It's not for me. I went towards coaching and training. Yeah. I enjoy working with players and kids and teaching them things and, studying the game. And, I find joy in it. Yeah, it's not paying so much right now. Hopefully it will one day, but I can say I'm happy with what I'm doing. And that's what I want to push that towards other people such as yourself. But you're on that path already, but just for everybody else. But like I said, not everybody may think like that. Maybe more people are more practical. It depends on your outlook. But sorry, I got to stop going off these little rants. My bad, bro. That's me. That's my fault. But yeah, I mean, I think, just this was a good like talk. We got real in depth in terms of like outside, not just basketball and your recruiting process and things like that, but your journey to where you are and how it's affected you and how it's helping shape you into the person you are. But is there anything you kind of want to talk about before I like ask some random questions?
Any
so how about this? I was going to ask this question anyway, but so if you had to talk to your younger self, let's say you had to talk to yourself when you were a freshman in high school. I know you're only a freshman in college, so it's only been like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
But what are some things that you sorry, I got distracted. So what are some things you tell yourself?
I would tell my younger self. I would say that's a tough question. I would say more so of just trusting your instincts.
There you go. Okay.
I would say more so like just trusting your instincts. Like I was real hesitant in speaking like my mind and speaking how I felt. I would just go along with the flow of things. instead of like speaking up. So, which it came like what it's more like a personality trait. I was really like just to myself. I wasn't really outspoken. So I would say just trusting your instincts and speaking up and being bold, I would say.
Okay.
I think that would have at a younger age that would have I think pushed me to be it would have pushed me to mature faster than I already did. So it would have I think
You
that's
think
probably the main thing.
it would have helped you develop yourself better.
Yeah.
Like in terms of, I mean, you, like I said, I don't think there's anything wrong. It's just more about what you, what would you like? What kind of advice you would tell your younger self? And
Yeah. That's probably like the only
don't
solid
really,
advice I would say.
okay,
Everything else I wasn't like a bad kid or anything. I was always focused. I think that's one of the faults I had though was just being outspoken and trusting my gut and my instinct.
okay, all right. So, I mean, that's all I got in terms of just like serious questions and um things that you would look back on. Like 'cause that's important to be able to reflect,
Yeah.
you know, and learn. And like someone like as yourself, like you said, you like to you want to be give back and give back to the community. So it's just something that I wanted to make you aware of yourself. So something you can think of, just be like, all right, this is Steve asked me this. So now when I go back and try to help the next generation up, this is something I can talk about.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
And I know how to talk about it. I know what points to hit. I know exactly. I understand. I see you.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, so now some fun random questions.
Hold on, before you do fun questions, I want to do a PSA to like all like high school hoopers, middle school hoopers, anybody getting recruited. I don't know how I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna just say like, just stay the course and just stay persistent. Stay persistent in what you believe and stay persistent in your game, because the more you work on your game, the more you're gonna believe in your game. You're gonna know your worth. And doing that and being that takes your game to a whole nother level. If you know, like you can do certain things, so your confidence would be like assuredly high. So just believe in yourself and just know your worth and go where you're wanted. I promise you, go where you're wanted, because it will make your college experience go from here to sky high. I promise you. You just go where you want it. If some schools show you iffy love and they just trying to fill a spot, and you got maybe a D2 or D3 just blowing your phone up, give them a chance. And if you like it, if they like you, most likely they're gonna probably love you. Then just literally like take a chance on yourself, and I promise you, you won't regret it.
that's huge. No, that's a major, some mic drop right there. I like that. So, all right. So I'm gonna ask a couple of random questions. All right. That probably we'll go five. We'll go five real quick. All right. So you have the ball. Let's say actually, let's do this. Yeah. So you have the ball in the final seconds of the game. Kobe's guarding you.
Uh-huh.
How are you gonna try to score?
He's getting cooked, first of all. Second of all, I'm pulling up like Dame, and I'm pulling up from almost half court because I know he's not going to expect it.
I like that. I like that. I had to bring Cole because he's in the background here.
Yes, sir.
My
The best
guy.
player of all time.
Yeah. All right. Here's another question. I want to ask you what you think about I hope you watched The Last Dance.
Yeah.
Okay. What did you think about the series?
It was good. I think a lot of people especially me, I benefited from it, being that I didn't see Jordan really play. Like I seen highlights of him on YouTube and stuff, and everybody hears about Jordan, so I feel like it gave me of perspective of what Kobe really looked at. Having the Mamba mentality, you can literally see the actions of Jordan and how he walked and how he talked and how he carried himself on and off the court. Like he is the greatest player, but just small things like that, the details and how much work he put in, it really was good for like younger kids to see, and people who didn't get a chance to see him. It really helped. I feel like it really will help them a lot.
Yeah. No, I mean, I knew a lot. I knew a lot of this stuff, but I got to see. There's stories that I didn't know about, and I learned a lot.
Yeah.
And then I think it was well done. But yeah. So all right. So we got your favorite. All right. Your favorite Fork Union memory.
My favorite.
All right. So
my favorite Fork Union memory.
Yeah.
I
know you got a few.
Yeah, I got a few. My favorite
share one that you can share. Share one that you can share.
My favorite was dang, it's too many. My favorite was the time we walked with the plate around the whole campus.
God, that was bad.
It was like my worst memory and my favorite memory.
All right, so for those who don't know, really quickly, during the preseason, we would do conditioning outside in 90-degree weather or 100, whatever it was. Yeah. And it was sometimes the dirt was muddy. So the players, we'd run and then we'd go lift, and they would stomp their feet to clean the dirt off and leave it in the weight room. Specifically when, the strength and conditioning coach said no. So the one day he tells them to go outside in the hallway to dust their shoes in the garbage. More than half of the team does it on the ground, not in the garbage. And they got in trouble. So they all had 45.
It was after we ran the crossroads too.
And yes, you guys ran like 3 miles. And then you guys had to come in, grab the plate,
45 pound
plate, and then we walked another mile with the plate over their head. I tried to do it, but I got tired, so I took it down. I was just trying to stay in shape, but they had to keep it, or else they were going to go again. So that was I do remember that vividly. That was crazy. All right, so we'll go 2 more questions. What's your favorite go-to meal before a game?
Before a game, go-to meal. I don't know, though.
I know you don't like to eat because you didn't eat at Fork Union.
I did. That's how I gained all that weight.
Bro, you ate peanut butter sandwiches. Like, what?
That's how I gained that weight. Hey, if you're listening, peanut butter and jelly is how you gain weight. Trying to tell you. But favorite go-to meal, I'm gonna say something light. I'll say applesauce and a Gatorade. Something light.
That's wild.
Bet you I have 40 on you if I had applesauce and Gatorade.
That's wild. That's crazy. I was expecting like pasta and chicken or something.
I mean, sometimes you ain't gonna be able to get it like that. Like that sometimes. I mean, I take it.
Like. All right, and then you're a sneakerhead, right? I mean, I'm not. I'm just asking.
I'll say. I guess you can say
you
that.
You got. All right. You collect J's?
I don't collect them. I sell them. But yeah, go ahead.
All right. So which one's your favorite? Which is your favorite Jordan?
Favorite Jordan? It's between the 11 and the 1.
I like the
I
11.
don't know. I don't know like why.
The
I
whole
honestly
team.
don't. But I think 11s and 1s is like top tier when it comes to me. I think.
That's tough. I respect that.
Mm.
I think that's it, man. I appreciate your time. I'm gonna stop it here. But hey, if you guys don't, what's your IG handle?
IG at AMI_Bucks BUCKS. Follow the brand ACDC. Follow the brand at Hustle Team DC. We got all the gear, all that. Follow at Kick Addicts USA. We got all the shoes you need. Hit us up.
You got Yeezys?
Huh?
You got Yeezys?
We got Yeezys, Nike, Jordan, Blues, all that. I got the gear on, natural born leader.
There you go.
We out here, man. We just grinding, man.
That's what I like to see, man. Appreciate you. It's always good catching up. And then thank you guys who watched this, listening to the podcast. Really appreciate you guys taking the time to actually listen and hear Timon's story. It was a really good one. Hope it, helps people, inspires them, or helps them on their path. Something. I'm going to be doing more interviews this week. Hopefully I'll get a couple more pros, a couple more college kids. I just want to get as many stories as I can to just have people, give them a chance to tell their stories. And just because everyone goes through different battles, everyone goes through different things, and they turn out to be really good people and have good stories. So like I said, Timon, thank you for joining.
Yes,
and then all right, guys, that's it. Appreciate y'all, and keep grinding, stay safe, keep staying positive too, show love, check in on the people you care about. This is it's not easy during this time. I keep saying it, but there's people out there that care about you, and there's all love. All right, so peace and no days off.